Disclaimer. Anyone who thinks that I am doing this to promote myself, my blog, my whatever, self-interest, or other products or anything like that, they have clearly not looked at my face. They haven't seen this face. They haven't analyzed it. I can't really explain that. But yeah, some people are like that. We'll talk to you soon. Yeah, it's going to be fine, right? It's going to be fine. Yeah, we're getting on the freeway right now. It's going to be fine. Yeah, it really is going to be fine. If you're worried about, whether you're going to make mistakes or survive your first camping trip, it's going to be fine, okay? It really is. And it's going to be fun, and you're going to enjoy it. And even if you hate it, you'll learn a few things about yourself, and I hope you enjoy what I'm about to show you. We're going to an undisclosed location. Seriously, I need to get away from everyone, all people. I don't care. Yeah, whatever it is. The two-legged wildlife is driving me insane. So I have to get out to this undisclosed, top-secret location to get away and calm the mind, rediscover my inner zen. It's going to be fine.
Laughter drifting from the old boxcar. Sir smiling in a cotton dress. Lord have mercy, I must confess.
So I just had to stop at the agricultural inspection station. So that has to be like the most boring job in the world. I mean, you pull up there and the only thing they want to know is, you got any fruit? No? Okay, welcome to California. Before we really get going, I'm looking at all of this beauty, this gorgeous landscape, and it reminds me of a wonderful quote that has gotten me through some really hard times, and I want to share it with you. It's just inspiring, and here it is. It's 106 miles to Chicago. We have a quarter of a tank of gas, a half a pack of cigarettes, and we're wearing sunglasses. The reason I called this meeting is first order of business, to discuss how to pee in the woods. Now, my Aunt Tillie was the wisest woman I ever knew, and I'm sharing this little tidbit of wisdom with you so that you won't regret your entire trip. Never pee into the wind and always pee downhill. So what you do is you find a tree that is facing downhill, and you go to that side that's of the tree that's facing downhill. You put your back against it, you squat, do your business, and leave. If you use any kind of paper, use those little Kleenex packages that you can get, pack of 8 or whatever. They're portable. It's a lot easier than carrying around a roll of toilet paper. And just burn them when you're done, or put them in a Ziploc bag and pack it out. Take it home with you. I'm a pawnbroker in Reno, Nevada, and I just like doing little videos that nobody will ever watch. And that's fun. But yeah, I'm a pawnbroker. So I examine diamonds every day. I test gold every day. I assess power tools, believe it or not, and shoes. People sell their, I know, it's sad, but they sell really expensive sneakers tennis shoes, and that's a thing now. So they sell them to us, and then we resell them. We also do loans. We help people when no one else will, so we're known as the bank of last resort. So that's a little bit about me. My name is Suzanne, and I hope you enjoy this little video. Always keep your cooler inside your vehicle. This is bear country. There are bears here, but I'm not really afraid of them. They're kind of shy, and really we have an agreement. I stay away from them, they stay away from me. It kind of works very well. They say you should always leave no trace, right? And of course we do need to do that, and part of it is to pack in and pack out. And what they mean is you have to pack out all of your garbage to your own home. In other words, you can't leave anything behind, not even a speck of a sign that you've been here. So what I do to avoid wildlife, the squirrels are the worst, is to keep all the garbage in the car. And there's my little garbage can. Bring extra bags. You'll need them in the wild. And I absolutely love it. There's no one here to tell me what to do, and the only thing you really have to do is prevent forest fires. So we can't have a bonfire because this is the dry, hot season, and you don't want to burn this down, do you? Who would? So I'm going to use my camp stove tonight, and I'll show you what we're having for dinner. And right now I'm going to show you where I'm going to sleep and how I set up my car bed. So let me get up. Oh God, that gets harder and harder every year. Here we go. I like to find these dirt spots, hard packed dirt, just because it's easier on my vehicle. Okay, so this is my new cot pad. Yeah, it's a little thin, I think, but I put an air mattress that I have underneath it. But do you see this right here? This is so great. You can get this at the dollar store. It's the kind you put on your shelves at home to keep your dishes from sliding around. If you put that between your mattress pad or your sleeping bag and your air pad, it'll keep everybody from slipping off onto the tent floor. Yeah, kind of cool. And there's my Twinkies. Twinkies are a necessary food group. And this is me camping out in my car. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim. For it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. Robert Frost. I can't remember the rest. I'll have to look it up when I get home. But those are the things I think about when I come out here. My top secret location. And no, I'm not going to tell you where it is. Always keep your cooler inside your vehicle. This is bear country. There are bears here, but I'm not really afraid of them. They're kind of shy, and really we have an agreement. I stay away from them, they stay away from me. It kind of works very well. I thought I better tell you what's for dinner. Don't run. Everything in this photo, except for the wild berry malt beverage, is from the dollar store. $1.25 for the chicken, $1.25 for the Alfredo pasta, and $1.25 for the Twinkies. Yeah, I eat well when I'm out camping. There was a guy online, some people on the internet really shouldn't be allowed out without supervision because they're just so rude. But anyway, he was berating me. It was a guy. He was berating me for being a solo woman going out camping dispersed. And one of the statements he made was, so unless you can make fire 5 different ways, you shouldn't be doing this. So my response to that is, I can make fire in 5 different ways. I have 5 lighters, And if things get really serious, I'm going to a Motel 6. But anyway, I wanted to show you a little trick on how to make your own fire starter. This is just in case you forget those bags of lint that you spent 3 nights collecting. Yeah, forget that. It's too much trouble. Take a piece of duct tape. Wrap your lighter in duct tape. Peel off a piece. Well, now the wind is not cooperating. And light your duct tape on fire. Stick it in the fire. You'll have a fire in no time. I'm not going to do the whole thing because we do have fire restrictions here in place right now. And yeah, I don't want my mom to see me on the news. So. You having fun yet? This is what I do when I come out here. I just sit in my campsite and I stare out at the beautiful view, and I just empty myself of all the things that are wrong with me so I can fill up with what's right. The only thing that's out here with me are chipmunks and squirrels, birds. It's about the only dangerous things out here. It's 2-legged animals that I'm worried about, and there aren't any. Not within, 50 miles from this secret, top secret, classified, undisclosed location. Sometimes I do want to listen to stories. I listen to stories from Appalachia. That's fun. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a ground squirrel. You hear that? They're so cute. Right, so it's almost dinner time, and it's time to cook our dinner. And so I wanted to show you just how I do it, okay? I have one of these little yard tables. It folds down and lays flat in the back of my little SUV. And we're going to take a piece of fire retardant mat. It's a fire retardant mat. You can get them anywhere on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. It's usually about $20. You're going to spread that over the table before you do anything. You're also going to you're going to clear the ground for at least 5 feet radius, and then you're going to drip water. You're going to pour water all over the ground around it so that, no dry tinder is going to catch fire. Minimizes the risk of fire. So anyway, I'm going to use this to cook on. A fire retardant mat. It's said to resist fire up to 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know about that, but it's worth taking the shot. Okay, I'll talk to you later. A camp bucket. It fits in a bag. I got this on Amazon in the clearance section for $3 or $4, I think. But anyway, you fill it up with water and it's waterproof. See? You can wash your feet in it or your face. Maybe wash your face before your feet, That's probably a good idea. Camp towels. So you can wash your feet before you go to bed. Never get into a sleeping bag with dirty feet. You'll be really sorry. See? It's got a little pull tab so you can hang it on a tree branch. You just hang that little loop and then snap it shut. Yeah. I found these on clearance on Amazon, and I think they were $6. I was sitting here staring off into space, just staring at the sky, and it finally dawned on me this bears mentioning. This tree is about 15 feet away from my car, basically where I'm camping. Do you see those branches that are hanging straight down and the twisted ones that look dead? Okay, this tree is called a Widowmaker because if you pitch your tent right underneath a tree like this and those branches finally snap, and they will, it's probably going to kill you. So never put your tent or your chair directly underneath one of these trees. I'm pretty much parked too close to it, but I like to live dangerously. I'll move the car in a little bit when I'm done staring at the sky. Isn't it pretty? Look at that. Gorgeous. It's about 7 o'clock, and I'm going to be going to bed as soon as it gets dark. Right now, I'm listening to Stories from Appalachia. It's one of my favorite pastimes when I come out here. It's time to go to bed. It's really peaceful here. I have my red light on because it tends to repel insects, or maybe discourages insects is a better way to put it, at night. And it also preserves your night vision. It's just a lot nicer to have the red light on. So you can still see what you're doing, but it's not all that harsh LED white light, So I look better in this light, don't I? Yeah. I'm really 60 years old, and when people ask me how old I am, I always tell them that I'm 10 years older than I really am. So I tell them I'm 70, and that way they tell me how fabulous I look for my age, right? Oh, just one of my other secrets. Yeah. It's really peaceful. But there's one sound. I was thinking about this today. There's one sound that no matter where you go, how far into the wilderness you go, whether it's the mountains or the desert or the beach, the ocean, there's one sound you'll never escape. One man-made sound. And it's the sound of aircraft going overhead. The sound of planes. And it always interrupts me in the middle of just enjoying being in nature. It interrupts my thought process, but at the same time, I've learned to detach from it. And if I just wait 30 seconds, it'll start to go away. And then I'm back to real nature sounds. I met a lady one time. You won't believe this. I met a lady one time camping, I was at an established campground, and it was pretty peaceful. I mean, there was no people partying and all that stuff. It was really quiet. And she had her earbuds in, and I said, "Oh, we were talking, and I said, "Oh, what are you listening to?" I thought, she would tell me, I don't know, the Eagles or something, some great band, or anyway. She looks at me and she says, "I'm listening to nature sounds." I said, "What?" She says, "Oh yeah, it's great." And she took her earphones out and she unplugged her, the earphones from her phone so that I could listen to what she was hearing, and it was nature sounds. Who goes camping and listens to artificial nature sounds? I don't understand. I'll never forget that. But anyway, yeah, she brings nature sounds when she goes camping. So some things just don't make sense. So yeah. In fact, I hear an airplane right now. The secret is to detach from it, to be separate from it when you're out here. So it's time for bed now. Time for some Appalachia mountain stories. I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning, everybody. Oh, yeah. It's finally time to get up. I slept till 10. I wanted to talk a little bit about morning ablutions. Yeah. Shampooing your hair while you're traveling. It's really about cleansing. I mean, never mind the woo-woo. What it's really about is staying healthy, staying clean. It's about hygiene. Out here, the possibility of ticks is pretty remote, depending on where you are. But it's always good to shampoo your hair at least once or twice during a trip, because it will help you discover them if you have one in your hair, right? It's never happened to me, but it's a good practice, so I recommend it. It's never happened to anybody I know either, but yeah, these are things that we need to think about and do. So shampooing your hair out here is more than just bringing along your Aussie 3-minute miracle. You got to do camp soap, which is, biodegradable and reef safe and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm going to show you these two, and I'm sure there's others that are going to chime in and say, well, she didn't talk. Did she really mention reef safe? Neither of those are reef safe. Yeah, well, do you see an ocean here? Okay. Anyway. Right. Shampooing your hair. A lot of people love Dr. Bronner's, and that's certainly a legitimate choice, except for the fact that on some websites, conspiracy-related websites, it's claimed that Dr. Bronner's is a satanic company. Yeah, well, I'm 60 years old, and I remember when they said the same thing about Palmolive and Colgate. Yeah, it's BS. But anyway, if you like Dr. Bronner's, great. If you want an alternative that's a Castile soap, there's also a company called Kirk's that makes pure Castile soap, the same stuff as Dr. Bronner's, and it's a lot cheaper. You can get it on Amazon. It's called Dr. Kirk's, or Kirk's Castile soap, Kirk's Castile soap, and it's made by the Kirk Company. And here's what's hilarious is that Kirk in Irish Gaelic means church, which I think is hilarious in comparison. So anyway, but you can also buy the bars. I've seen the bars for years at the dollar store. You can buy the solid bars over at the dollar store of Kirk's Castile soap. Same stuff, just in solid form. So anyway, I decided to do this soap competition to shampoo my hair with Base Camp and campsites, Aunt Tillie or the internet, okay? This one's designed, I think I said it, this one's designed to strip all scent from your body, your stuff, your hair, from any scent, so that you won't be attracting wild animals. If that's something you need to do, then use it. Okay, the other one is Aunt Tillie's favorite, your grandma's favorite, camp suds. So I wanted to see which one was better for shampooing your hair. And instead of telling you, I'm going to show you, okay? Show you. So, base camp suds, right? Aunt Tillie is right. Have a great day. Remember, stay beautiful. Be beautiful. Right, so let's talk a little bit about camping styles and testing gear and stuff. They recommend, and this is a good idea, to test your gear before you leave home. Well, this time I didn't really have that kind of time, but I wanted to test out the sleeping bag, the new to me sleeping bag that I got at Greedwill for $10. Okay, now a little bit about ratings on sleeping bags. If it's rated for 20 degrees, which is what I bought, I needed a 20-degree sleeping bag for this summer because I'm going to be camping in the mountains where it gets really cold at night. It also gets really cold in the desert at night, even in the summertime, so be careful out there. But in any case, the sleeping bag is made by North Face. It's called North Face Echo Trail. And it's a very expensive sleeping bag because, as most of you know, I'm cheap and I can't afford that. So I just really can't. I don't make much money as a pawnbroker, in spite of cultural opinion. Anyway, so yeah, I found this sleeping bag almost brand new. I took it home, I washed it, I was thrilled, and I couldn't wait to test it out, and here we are. So last night I showed you what we did on how to make up your bed in your car, and so that's what I did. I showed you that, and this morning, of course, it's all messed up. I'm not going to show you that because you'll learn a little too much about me, but it did great. Yeah. So a little bit more about ratings. If the bag is rated for 20 degrees, you will survive the elements, and I'm not trying to be funny. Okay, that's the minimum at which you would survive in that sleeping bag if you were truly out in the wilderness and in trouble. Now, or doing it on purpose, as some people do. But yeah, for me, it was really comfortable up here. It was about the low 40s, I think. So it was pretty chilly out here last night, and I stayed pretty warm in my North Face Echo Trail 20 degree rated sleeping bag. I was really warm in it, so I recommend it. I recommend shopping at Goodwill. I recommend keeping an eye out, but don't buy a bag for summer if you're going to be camping in the mountains, in other words. So be careful about those ratings. It doesn't mean it will be warm at 20 degrees. It means you will survive the elements, right? So anyway, I was really comfortable and I had a great time last night. Slept really well, and the whole setup was great. My sleeping bag, my new cot pad was fantastic. I put an air mattress, a thin air mattress underneath the cot pad with a roll of non-slip shelving paper that you can get at the dollar store. So that's a trick I hope that you liked. Anyway, all of it worked really well. I slept really well. Now I need a better chair because I'm getting old and I can't sit in these little backpacking chairs, the little slope chairs. I can't sit in them anymore. I figured that out this trip, but yeah, I'll work on that next week. I hope you enjoyed all of the trip. I hope that some of the camp philosophy resonated with you. You know, I do a little bit of wilderness camping, bushcraft. I do a little glamping in some ways, but I'm a tent camper, and I hope that what I've shared is useful to you and that you liked it. Thanks for coming along with me on this trip, and I will see you next time, sometime in the future, in the wilderness, and you'll always be welcome at my campfire. Be beautiful. Before I pack up and go home, I wanted to include a note for those boyfriends and husbands out there that are terrified their wife is going to get, stranded in the wilderness. Okay, this is my trusty steed, my iron horse that gets me where I want to go. It's a 2017 Chevy Trax, all-wheel drive, so it handles pretty much everything, even though you might think it's just a grocery getter. I mean, we're not going off-road. We're not going into desperation wilderness. We're camping, yeah? So this one I absolutely love. It's cheap to fix. And my vehicle is Tillie approved. If you've watched the whole video, then you've heard me mention my Aunt Tillie. She was my great aunt. She could fix anything, go anywhere, rival the men in a hatchet wood splitting competition. She was an amazing woman who could make anything. And she could make, lemonade out of lemons, and she could squeeze $1 and get 2 out of it. She was just an amazing woman. She was from the Pacific Northwest, grew up in the wilderness all her life, and she taught me a lot about being out here and a lot of safety things, and she was just an incredible woman. She actually did see Sasquatch, and I believe every word she said. She told me the story when I was young, and I believe her. I believe she really saw Sasquatch. Whatever Sasquatch is, she saw it. And that was up in Washington State, Idaho area. And that's where she was from. And, Sasquatch is real, and Tillie is a saint. That's the hill I'm going to die on, I guess, when it comes to camping. I hope you enjoyed the video. Before I go, I do want to show you my nighttime setup. I throw down a tarp next to my tracks, set up a little camp table with the fire retardant mat, boil some water for my decaf or, whatever, and then sit there. I have my little chair over there, and I sit there at night. It's my patio, and I stare at the stars that you can't see when you're in the city. And then when I'm ready to go to bed, I take my shoes off, wash my feet, because there's nothing worse than getting into your sleeping bag with dirty feet. So wash your feet, tuck my shoes inside the door of the truck, SUV, sorry, and go to bed. Yeah. Things can get real civilized out here, especially if you listen to Tillie. If you want to call me Hillbilly Tillie, that's absolutely fine. Just say...
When the sun goes down, we don't go home. Firelight glow and the banjo moan. Round and round till the stars all fade. Living free is the choice we made. Hey now, roll that